How's it, everyone? And welcome to the Valley of the Varbs with Kevin, me, and Daniel.
I can't believe I said yes to that. Okay, anyway.
Are you in agreement? Don't even.
I was
pretend
in
like you did it
agreement.
now.
No, I was in agreement, but like.
We rebranded. That's what we did.
It's going from Micklowell to the Valley of the Varbs. Oh yes.
Okay, that was a very temporary name for like a channel that never actually happened. Okay, cool.
Please like and
True.
subscribe.
Tell us if you like our name or if you think it's cringy.
If you think it's cringy,
I know one of our viewers, and he's definitely gonna tell me it's cringy.
Oh well, but I mean, if you like it, hate it, this is the name we got now until we change it inevitably somewhere down the line in a few years. Anyway, welcome back to the podcast, and
Dog.
we are here today.
Apologies for skipping
to
a
mourn
week.
the loss of the old channel and the week that we've missed.
Yes, we are back here today, and I hope you felt empty for not listening to not listening to our entertaining voices.
We skipped
last
the week because I have to try and think of an excuse.
We do.
Okay, so we skipped
our
last
house
week.
caught on fire. Yeah. Uh-huh.
We were trying to think of the name for the podcast.
Oh man.
I said it.
Okay, so we skipped last week because one, Michael's computer was not in great shape,
Oh, stop
and
putting it
second
like
of
that.
all,
It still is in great shape, dog.
and yeah, okay, and also we were looking for a name, and mainly, last week was just rough, guys. It was just really rough. Second week of online school. I think personally the teachers are trying to get used to it. So, but they haven't gotten the hang of it because they've just been loading work after work after work, and I've pretty much lost it. I've gone
And
insane.
you know,
I
then
mean,
when you do a
know-
Destiny raid, that takes up a lot of time because some people want to leave. You know that also.
But I think some teachers are getting used to it, but I think some teachers are just genuinely spiteful and hate children. Like,
Do you think so? Do you really think that might be a reason?
well, I've got, you and I both have one.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's just so we apologize for missing last week's episode, and we apologize for breaking our weekly schedule. But yeah,
Just burnout, I swear.
last week we really needed some R&R last week because it was rough. It was really hard, and it was also quite difficult because we had to fit in one of our friends' birthday's preparation as well into already quite a crammed week. So that was quite something. Yes, Michael.
Yeah.
The month of the birthdays.
The month of the birthdays.
Yeah, it has. Dog, it was my birthday. It was Daniel Dog's birthday. It was one of our other friends' birthdays. It's been some other person on Instagram's birthday that I sort of know from like going to parties and stuff.
Man,
Hey, bro,
May,
almost
why
like
do the
that.
babies
Any-
come out?
Huh?
Why do the babies come out in May, dude?
Dog, it's the month of like the best people. Sorry, Kevin.
That's so weird.
Sniffle.
What did you say? Oh, you're my cousin. It was also her birthday.
Your cousin.
Yeah.
Oh my word. I feel like everyone's birthday is during May all of a sudden.
My dog is also born in May on the 15th.
Okay.
Dogs
Yeah.
aren't born, they're manufactured. Okay, so you don't have to give it the last.
Daniel, you weren't born. You were manufactured, dog.
I never claimed I was born.
Daniel's a tool by the government to monitor us.
Whoa, who said anything about government?
This is why.
No,
This
it's
is why
true,
he's.
Daniel is anti-government.
Yeah. There we go. This is why he's so anti-government. He wants us to lose the trail.
Exactly. It's just his defense mechanism.
Exactly.
I am over.
But
Oh,
no, like
man.
so, like you know, how, like you were like school's like hectic and stuff. Like I was pretty lazy in the first week we got back, so I had to like graft in the second week, and even now like I had to graft quite a bit. I haven't even handed in all my stuff yet. But I think like this week, other than yesterday, like up until Friday, I probably had like a collective 8 hours of sleep.
That's
Maybe like a bit more. But what I'm trying to say is that I didn't have a healthy amount of sleep under my.
When do you
Under my
ever
ass.
have a healthy amount of sleep?
Shut up, Daniel.
You go to bed at like
It's not that
You eat dinner at like 9
PM.
p.m.
okay,
p.m.
That's not my fault.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm just saying when someone's eating dinner at 9 p.m., I can
Okay, but
imagine
then
their sleep
you have to
schedule being
understand.
really late.
Right. So, first of all, my whole family is like, they consist of owls. Right. Like,
Just
I know you've
owls.
met my parents, but they're actually shapeshifters and they're owls.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Like, Alex didn't fly to Germany. Well, he flew, but in a different sense.
He flew
He
himself
migrated to Germany.
He migrated to Germany
Right.
to escape the cold winter months.
Well, I think it's actually colder in Germany. Okay.
Snow owls. Come on.
Snow owls, yeah.
And also, like, we usually get home at about like 6:30, like even when we're going to school.
Wow.
And of course, like, I don't know, we usually have like busy life outside of school with extramural like stuff, whether it be like band, or my mom has to go like shopping, or she's just working late, or in general, especially with like all the COVID stuff.
Health
But,
worker. Yeah, she's
yeah.
quite important right now.
Yeah, she's literally like worked up until 5, like arriving at work at 8. Like it's crazy. I think she ended work at 6 one day. That's like the latest I've ever seen.
And this is why
From home.
you respect your health workers, listeners, okay? Especially now, because these people are giving it their all. I mean, Michael doesn't get to see his mom at all.
I
Bro,
don't get to
anyway.
see my mom at all in
No.
any case because I sleep through the day.
Speaking of families and you know, parents.
Did you really just?
I did a Kevin.
Daniel's trying to take the mantle away right from Kevin's feet.
Beautiful! I'm proud, Daniel.
Yeah, I know it's pretty smooth. But Elon Musk,
We're pretty late to the
Son.
trend.
you know, I think everyone has seen it, but
Yeah.
we're gonna address it for content.
Yes.
I was watching the
Even
Joe
though-
Rogan Experience, and he said that like it's pronounced like X, right? And then like the AE is pronounced Ash, right? And then it's just A12, which is after one of the rockets he like launched, or like one of his companies or something.
So, so what's the name of it though?
So I'm confused because like people went online or like speculating.
Wait, so you're saying
People online were speculating that it was Kyle, like based off of like Greek letters or whatever, or like certain letters from different languages. But according to the man, the myth, the legend himself, Elon Musk, he said like the X is pronounced X, and the AE is pronounced Ash, and then it's just A12. So it's like X Ash A12, I guess.
Loki.
The baby was born on May the 4th, dog. It's gonna be a Star Wars baby.
He's a future Jedi, dude.
True.
Future Jedi.
Maybe a Sith.
He might be the one that finally takes us into space.
Or the
Don't
one
tell
that
me.
like summons demons.
Or that.
True.
Yeah.
He's like Voldemort and General Grievous mixed. They're both shorter than you expect.
Oh man. But I'm just thinking because doesn't Elon Musk want to go to Mars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
like his big one.
That's like his thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
But how is he gonna take his whole family now? What's
I
is this-
doubt it.
because
How big is his family? Like how many children does he have?
I think he has
I
like
think he has like
5
a lot.
children.
yeah. But I'm
Bruh,
just
5
thinking like
geniuses. Imagine being the one that gets like bees in the family. Like the fucking outcast.
and people say Asian parents are rough.
I'm sure Elon's a really chill parent. He's a gamer. Like,
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, you still have to be strict with your kids and stuff like that. Like
Obviously.
still teach them, discipline them. So it's interesting.
yeah, but
Like
that doesn't
God.
mean you can't have fun with your kids.
Yeah. But I'm just thinking like personally for me, if I have 5 kids, I don't want to go to Mars, fam. I want to stay with my family. So don't you think like Elon Musk
I don't think he's gonna go to Mars. Like it's like people that. It's kind of like being a pilot. right? It's not like the best thing to get married, you know, because you're always like out and about in a sense,
Yeah.
you know.
But
Like it can be like nice. Don't get me wrong. Like for yourself, but not for your family, because it's kind of like you never see your kids or your wife who you married because you love and enjoy being with
yeah.
at that moment. But after a while, you're just like, man, fucking wife.
But I don't know. It's just because also, do you know? So I was reading this article that said once you go to Mars and you stay there for a certain amount of time, essentially you can't come back because your body has adapted to Mars's gravity. And when you come back to Earth, you'll have
No,
like
I'm
a
sure
pretty
you can.
rough full year.
I think I'm not sure if that's completely accurate, but I don't think they intend for people to come back because
Yeah,
I think it takes a few years to get there, like with the current technology.
Yeah.
yeah,
But also then it
and
makes
like
you think
billions
like
of dollars.
then it makes you think, what's the point of going to another planet then? Like, there's gonna be literally planet Earth, then people who live on Mars.
I mean,
No, eventually there'll be the technology to go back and forth pretty easily.
yeah, that's the thing. Like, eventually there's gonna be actual like human Martians, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
pretty intense.
Eventually, evolution's gonna happen, and people
If
on
you've,
Mars is gonna adapt to the Mars
No, but like
environment.
that's the thing. People think that evolution just happens like all of a sudden, but it's just
It
random
takes hundreds of
mutations.
years.
Yeah, no, millions.
And it's just
Yeah.
random mutations. It's not like it adapts to the environment specifically. It's just random mutations that end up adapting to the environment.
Yes, but I mean, still, you're still gonna see changes in humans between on Earth and Mars.
Not necessarily.
Well, I think like you'll see if you ever watch like videos of astronauts like coming back from like their missions in space, like where they have like zero gravity, right? Like I watched this clip on Instagram the other day where the dude was so used to like leaving things like in place. because,
Yeah,
like,
I
it will
saw
just
that
float, and he just like he drops it expecting it to stay there, but it just like
And
falls.
it was
And
funny.
At the end of the clip, like he dropped the one thing and he like looked up and he was like, "Where the fuck did it go?" And he was like, stupid gravity. But yeah, it's just stuff like that. It's just like eventually it's gonna be more like natural for people to like walk on the planet because it's gonna be the thing like they're used to. You know, like people who live for what they said for like missions for like 6 months up to 2 years or something, isn't it?
2
like,
years.
is that-
I don't
know,
think
2 years.
I don't know about 2
Or, like,
years.
up to
6 months
6 months.
sounds yeah. 6 months
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
reasonable.
Or however long they stay up there, and you see them like struggle heavily to like get used to like Earth's gravity again.
Yeah, and then you now imagine going to Mars, living there for 5 years. I mean, first of all, it takes you what, 2 years to get to Mars? How long to Mars? Does anyone know?
Oh, it's
No.
probably a few years.
2 years.
Just there a few
I
years.
don't know, like a few. I don't know.
Yeah, so let's say 1 to 3 years. It takes at least a year currently to get to Mars. So you're already spending a year in zero gravity. Then you get to Mars, which is first of all less gravity, and the atmosphere is different. So the light acts differently. You're gonna get a different intensity of light. And then you stay there for 5-6 years, so that's going to be what, 7-8 years in total of you not being on Earth. And then if you do somehow want to come back, or for some reason you come back, you take another year to come back. Or maybe let's cut it off, you say 6 months come back because technology improves. You come back, how do you adapt back to Earth? Because someone who stayed in space for 6 months comes back and they just struggle.
It's just like learning, almost like learning to walk again. It's the same thing. Like, it's what is? I lost my train of thought. Sorry. When they come back down to Earth, obviously they struggle, but they get back into the groove like easily, and that's like 0G
Yeah.
or 6 months.
Okay.
But the thing is that like you've known it for your whole life, so I doubt you're gonna entirely forget. Like it's one of like the core facets of your like being. Like you know how to walk. You know, like your muscles are just gonna be like your muscles are gonna struggle to get used to it, and you're probably gonna be weaker for a few more years. But it's not like you're gonna forget how to walk.
Yeah. And also, I guess on Mars you're still walking.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also then it begs another question is, if we send people to Mars, obviously they're going to, you know, procreate, have sex, and then babies are going to be born on
Kevin,
Mars.
This is a Christian stream.
Sorry, YouTube, please don't demonetize.
Dude, I did this thing today. It's called a rice test, speaking about, like, you know, being Christian or whatever. Rice, like, it's a rice purity test. And it's basically a test to see, like, how close you are to God.
Oh
That's what it asks you.
gosh.
Some of the questions include: have you held hands romantically, been on a date, danced without leaving room for Jesus?
Look, you see, here's the thing. I'm Christian. I don't listen to that stuff because I think it brings you closer to God if you do hold hands with someone. Right?
No, but that's not like the worst question you'll get.
Okay, what's the worst question you'll get?
So the ones that killed me were like have had severe memory loss due to alcohol. Basically, have you been blackout drunk before? Used tobacco, used marijuana, used a drug stronger than marijuana, used methamphetamine, crack cocaine, PCP, horse tranquilizers, or heroin.
See, that I understand.
Dude,
because
I mean, I'm kind of mad because I just casually use horse tranquilizer. You know, it's an important community. And,
Commodity.
I gotta represent them.
Oh man. Just
But the thing
imagine
is, it's like,
every
use
morning.
the drug stronger than marijuana, and then it lists all the drugs stronger than marijuana. It is just funny to me.
You see, like,
And
as
then,
a
like-
Christian, that I understand because
Then like
That's-
question like
yeah.
80 something, it's like, have you had an STI? Have you had a threesome? Attended an orgy? It gets progressively worse. Basically, you tick all the boxes that you have done, and then the higher your score, the more pure you are, right? Or like closer you are to God, I suppose. Right. So I did it, and I got a 68. I suppose I don't know if it's like out of 100 or something. But yeah, so I'm pretty pure, dog.
I would probably score 100, and I'm not even Christian.
look,
Do it
fam,
right now, Daniel.
I don't believe in that stuff
Okay.
because
I'll do it
sometimes
right now. You can send the link.
No, I don't believe in it. I just thought it was funny.
yeah,
Like,
it's
when my friends
entertainment.
told me
entertainment.
about it now, I was like, I
It's
was laughing
entertainment.
so hard. I was like,
It's entertainment.
Christianity.
Oh man. Can we go back to the space topic? Because I was actually
Yeah,
actually
you're
getting
talking
quite
about
interesting.
procreating.
Yeah.
What did you want to say about procreating, dog?
I'm just saying, give or take two generations of someone living in Mars. Do you reckon by then we'll have the sufficient technology to just be transporting people back and forth?
Yeah.
No.
Two
don't-
generations. So that's
Oh,
about.
sorry. I thought you said 2 years.
Yeah, but let's think about this, right? So they get there, that's gonna be 2 years, right? Then someone has sex, and then a baby pops out, and that baby grows up to sexual maturity, which takes 20 years, let's say.
Okay.
Let's say 20 years, okay? Then that baby recreates. Recreates. Jesus, that sounds.
What are they recreating, Kevin?
Then that person has sex. Then another baby comes, and by that time, that baby, if that baby's 6, right? I'm gonna assume that this is taking about, let's say, 40 years. Do you think in 40 years we will have sufficient technology to be taking people down, up and down?
I think we'll be a lot closer, but I don't think it'll be like the most efficient way to do it yet.
Because this is what I'm trying to get at, right? In the two babies that are born on Mars, they're not going to be able to handle. Well, they are able to, but they're not going to be able to handle Earth gravity as well as a normal person on Earth would, because they've grown up in Mars gravity. And yes, eventually, if you take them back to Earth, they'll be able to walk and stuff like that. But they will. I still don't believe that they will have the same muscle tone or
The thing, like,
skeletal structure
They're gonna
to match
grow
an Earth human.
differently.
Yes,
They're
exactly.
gonna grow differently.
So doesn't that technically mean Because that gene, if you're going to continuously live on Mars, obviously that gene's going to continuously pass on because it's adapting to Mars, right? Eventually, you get to a point where you can't come back from Mars at all. Otherwise, you're going to get crushed. Or your eyes can't handle with the blue sky. I don't know, isn't Mars sky like red?
I don't know.
I don't know what...
think so.
But
It's not really the sky, it's just the atmosphere, but I don't think so.
yeah, but I think, and also because Mars is slightly further, it's not going to have as much of a light intensity. So maybe babies from people from Mars come back to Earth, they have to wear sunglasses the whole time. Otherwise, they're gonna they struggle to see. It brings about a lot of questions about how we need to do it quickly. Then, if we're going to, we need sufficient transport quickly if we want to be able to transport back and forth.
Yeah. It depends. Like, I'm trying to think of a show that Alex always tells me about. But Daniel, you got 94. Bullshit.
I'm serious.
Send the link to me.
Okay. Because there's a show called The Expanse. I'm not sure if any of you have watched it before.
I've seen trailers. Isn't
Yeah.
that based on George R. R. Martin's book or something like that?
Something like that. I don't exactly know. I just know what Alex has told me and like the little clips he's shown me or like explained to me as well. Basically, like Earth and Mars are like separate nations at this point in that like timeline. It's like thousands of years in the future, and like I think I'm not sure if this is an actual thing in the show. I need to watch it myself, but I'm pretty sure like Mars people are like taller than Earth people because of how they like grow up. Because of like the gravity and stuff as well. And then what's the other thing? This is more of like a thing for the story, but they're more like militarized and Earth is more political. That's just the aspect of the story.
Yeah, okay. But the
But
taller bit I can understand because
Yeah.
astronauts have been known to get slightly taller.
Yeah. You're gonna get some lanky ass humans if they go to Mars.
But also you're gonna have weaker bone structure, I'm assuming. In thousands of years, surely your bone structure would weaken.
We can compare to like normal humans, you mean?
Yeah.
I suppose so. I don't know the exact biology behind it. Like, but I would assume so. Like, I don't, not necessarily bone structure, but I think your muscles would be a lot weaker. Essentially. No?
I think that would happen, yeah. Because
'Cause
muscle...
even off of just like a few months in space, like astronauts' muscle tones, like
they
struggle
just-
to stand up
yeah,
and
it
they lose like
atrophies.
control. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it atrophy or dystrophy?
I
I can't remember.
Y-
I haven't
you
done bio
lose
in a few
muscle
years.
mass.
Kevin, you have no excuse. You do bio. You should know the term.
Muscle dystrophy is the disease, but
Okay.
when your muscle atrophies, I don't know. We're doing natural selection. Leave me alone. You see, we're doing natural selection, which is why I'm starting to talk about like how the gene gets passed on and everything.
Well,
But like, anyways, just speaking on the whole space stuff, like, with like Elon Musk, even I think on the 27th of May, so I think 5 days after this is no 4 days after this is going to be released. NASA, along with SpaceX, is sending the first people into space from US soil in over a decade or something like that.
Yeah, I read that too. That's gonna be quite
that's
cool.
all.
That would be quite cool.
I think it's
Yeah.
a big step forward, and especially
Yeah.
with thinking with a private company that's like making big strides. I think.
I'm not
you-
sure where. But yeah, continue, sir.
No, that was my point.
Alright. No, private companies are probably gonna like be a lot more successful than the government. Like when it comes to doing
I
that
wonder
stuff,
why.
I think. Because the government are snakes.
Hell yeah.
Listen, Daniel, I'm not part of your anti-communist regime. Calm down.
Right.
Did you? Oh well, it's fun. But I think I don't know. I think it would be quite cool to have to be able to launch from the planet from America again, because haven't been doing that in a while.
Yeah, I mean, like since like what it happened during the Cold War, wasn't it? Like the whole like
The
point
last
was
time
kind
was
of.
over a decade ago.
Yeah. So not.
No,
during
no,
the
I'm
Cold
talking about no, but I'm talking more of like the main like strides towards that sort of technology was with like Apollo 11 and stuff. And
Yeah, but then all the German scientists died out, so then they couldn't do anything.
true, America was like, fuck, we need another war. I never said that.
I mean, you kind of did.
For legal reasons, that's a joke.
Does
Jeez,
anyone
guys, you don't have to be so quiet. You feel like nervous, yeah.
just gonna leave you hanging there?
Just
Oh,
like
man.
early rockets, it didn't land.
Speaking of
Ow,
rockets.
That hurt my feelings, Dad.
Oh.
You're not
Cool.
so pure after
Great
all,
burn.
Daniel.
But guys, speaking of rockets, future
Burn
transportation.
We've already been talking about future transportation, technically.
And Elon Musk because of his boring company.
Oh man. But
And
I mean,
I'm not saying the company's boring.
Daniel's now of the philosophy that if you can't beat them, join them.
but who isn't?
Me, because I haven't joined you yet. I'm not going to be doing these shitty smooth intros. Well, I mean, transitions.
Shitty.
Right.
Yeah.
Shitty. I'm sorry. What now?
Just give
You
it time.
heard me.
Okay. You know, I was watching this like video with my dad about how a maglev train works.
What's
Do
a
you-
maglev train?
A maglev train. It's
Yes.
it's the train that floats on the magnets. So there's a magnet in the track and
Okay.
there are
Oh,
magnets in
yeah.
the train, and it like floats on the thing.
Very nice.
Yeah. Do you guys think that might be the future of transportation?
No.
No,
You don't think so?
no. Because terrorism.
So we can we agree to say that something like trains wouldn't be able to work?
I mean, like, I think trains have their place. Like, same way that, like, cars and planes do. Like, what's to say that teleportation won't be the main, like, medium of transport one day?
One day, not in my lifetime.
Yeah, probably not.
I
Maybe
don't.
when you're, like, 90.
No
you get a
ways.
Zoomer's pass.
No.
Maybe they'll
ways.
upload us to the internet, and then we'll live for like the next million or so years, and we'll get to see them.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe they'll find a way to reanimate the dead, and they'll pick us three because they found our secret podcast recordings on YouTube.
You know those like robot dudes from Destiny. Do you reckon
No.
you could live forever as like as a robot?
You should probably like give more context to just making that statement.
I didn't even fucking know what you're talking
Okay,
about.
so
and
in
I played
Destiny-
before.
In Destiny, when you load up the game, you have you can have you customize your characters. So you have your human, you have your awoken. I'm not going to explain what that is because that's just complicated. Then you have your like
Isn't it Ghost?
exos. No, exos. It's literally your character as a robot. Because somewhere in the future they figured out how to put a human brain in a robot.
Wasn't there some South African-based movie that also did that? Wasn't there a thing for like Chappie?
No, Chappie
Chappie
was
was
AI.
Chappie was AI, yeah.
Oh no, I was thinking of something else. There was a movie that was similar to Chappie, with the dude like they were like robots. No, it was in Chappie, I'm sure. Like the dude like was getting hunted by like the cops and stuff, and he ended up like uploading his mind into one of the robots because he couldn't live any longer or something.
Okay.
I remember the scene because he was using PS4s as like the for like power or something, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm so confused.
But I'm thinking, right, like robots, in theory, could be able to live forever, don't you think? Because it's literally maintaining
yeah.
wires and stuff.
It's not necessarily in theory because they can just transfer like AI like over to different things. So
Yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
can live forever.
So then, if we take a human brain and put it in a robot body, forever? Question mark. That's disgusting,
Sorry,
Michael.
Michael,
That is
yeah, let's do that.
disgusting, Michael.
Not only did you burp, you coughed, sneezed. Well done in one podcast.
I haven't sneezed in this podcast. What are you saying?
I don't know.
Not in this episode.
You definitely coughed.
Then, okay, I might have coughed. I cannot confirm or deny that.
Well, see, similar to that whole like living, in the TV show. Why are you laughing?
Why are you laughing, Michael? Are you okay?
I'm good, bro.
Are you sure?
You sure?
You sure you're okay?
Yeah. No, I've just had a long week, man.
Okay.
No, it's not.
Yes,
It's like both of you are supposedly purer than me. And I don't know how to feel about this. How can I be like the least pure one in the group, man? Like it makes sense, but at the same time, why?
For those who have no idea what Michael's talking about, I
We alluded
scored.
to it earlier.
I scored an 88 on my RAS test. Daniel scored a 98,
I scored a 94. Okay.
94, and Michael scored a
Yeah.
68,
64.
64. And that's what he's complaining about. For those of you who didn't catch on or skipped ahead, that's what he's complaining about.
Lol.
Yeah. But Michael, that's
You
just how it
fucking
is,
pure
fam.
soy boys.
What do you mean,
I'm
pure
accusing
soy
you
You
boys?
pure ass soy boys.
What, you use drugs? Do you want to tell me something? You use horse trunk?
No.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. That's like
I've
already
never,
like...
I've never
definitely-
even consumed tobacco in my life.
Yeah, exactly. That's like pretty much already a quarter of the questions. Then have you
Really?
had sex? I'm pretty sure you haven't
Huh?
had sex. Have you had
No.
sexual intercourse?
No.
There we go. That's already half your questions gone. So tell me,
Oh,
what
no.
bad things have you been doing?
If I go through the test again, I can tell you, but I can't think off the top of my head.
Have you
man.
been arrested?
No.
Exactly. I've even been arrested. How am I still purer than you? What? Oh my word.
You know, how are you purer than me? What the fuck, Kevin? This is bullshit.
This does sound like bullshit, to be honest.
What I'm
because
saying is, thank goodness they didn't include like murder and just bankcast on this list because then I would be down
Daniel, we don't talk about that, okay?
a lot. Sorry, I meant
My frequent trips to the bank for some money. Perfectly legal.
Oh man. Oh.
all the partners that have been disappearing.
That is not due to me, but due to natural selection of nature.
Not definitely natural selection. Got nothing to do with
Kevin,
the
you
bullet
can
and a gun.
explain
What do you want me to explain about natural selection?
explain how it works so the viewers don't judge us.
I
Kevin.
don't want to. It's such a big section, dude. Because
Don't worry about it.
you know, it was funny. We were learning. There's literally a section in our book called "The Origins of the Origin of Origins." Like that's literally what it's titled. The origin of the origins of origin. And it literally talks
That's pretty
about
whack, dog.
it literally talks about like people who who worked out like the origin of the thinking, that evolution and the origin of having a origin. Yeah, it's you see, this is why biology is hard, okay?
But anyway, back to what we were talking about originally, which was what exactly?
Yeah, I don't know. What were we talking about?
I think we were trying to lead up. We were talking about robots and AI, and we were trying to lead up to Elon Musk's boring company.
What was Elon Musk boring?
Damn, we really got sidetracked.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got
we did.
big sidetracked.
How did we even get that sidetracked? Like, how did it go
no
from
idea.
Elon Musk's boring company to can we transfer our brains into AR?
Can we though?
I think
I
it's
don't know, Kevin. You're the biology man.
I'm thinking, right? I'm thinking, and here's the theory I have. I don't think it would be transferring like unless you take out the actual brain and all its like nerves and stuff. If you were to download its quote unquote consciousness, right? I don't think you're actually downloading yourself, more so an AI version of yourself. Because
No,
it's
it's
gonna get
literally not you, so you're actually gonna die, but the copy of you is alive. But
Yeah.
the copy's gonna think it's actually you, so it's not gonna be a difference on the copy.
so it's
But
like
technically, you won't
That's so
experience.
fucking meta, dude.
You won't
Holy
experience
shit.
that version. However, the copy of you will think that you are experiencing that version.
so essentially, if
It
I'm
sounds
right,
like that
if
one Rick and
I
Morty
understand
plot.
this right, is that I die and I'm gone, but the AI believes it becomes me, even though the actual me and my actual consciousness is dead.
Yes.
So technically, the
And
AI
you
is
being
not
comes
me.
into existence. However, it
That's
still
kind of
thinks that it's you.
Yeah.
Yes, it thinks that
It's
it's
like-
me,
it's
but
like
it's
the-
technically not me.
The episode of Rick and Morty, I don't know its title, it's like season 3 or something. Rick like went to Beth, who's his daughter, for the people who don't watch Rick and Morty. And he was like, I can get like a clone of you.
This is a bit of a spoiler.
Spoiler. Boom.
Oh yeah, true. Okay, spoiler alert, skip ahead for, I don't know, Kevin could put the timestamp in the video.
I'm not putting the timestamp, fam. I'm lazy. Leave me alone.
Wow, people are gonna like miss this whole thing because we're like spoiler and they're gonna be like, oh, I wonder when it ends. They skip like 20 seconds ahead and it's like, oh shit, it's still the spoiler.
That's what you
Yeah,
get
yeah,
for
yeah.
not watching
Whoa.
season 3.
Beth was like getting tired and stressed about stuff, and Rick was basically like, yo, I can like hook up a clone for you. Like, she won't know the difference. Like, she'll think that she's you, but you'll know who the real you is, essentially. And it's never like properly revealed who the clone Beth is. But basically that would be like the exact same thing. Like, it's not the real you, but that you thinks it's you, even though it's not the real you because the real you is dead.
Damn, all those U's.
I know, right?
It's quite interesting when you think
Too
about
meta.
it. It's really.
What did you say?
It's way too meta.
It's way too
It is way
meta.
too meta.
Can't even like comprehend that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I don't think, unless we do it, I don't think we can actually comprehend it.
Even then, like, it's kind of a mindfuck.
Yeah. It's kind of like uploading your brain to like a cloud server as well.
But then it's also like the same argument of stopping time. Because in theory, stopping time,
It's impossible.
you wouldn't be able to see anything if you did somehow stop time.
Yeah.
Because the way you see is light waves bounce off your like I learned this in bio, I can't remember. Anyway, your eyes reflect light into, so your retina reflects light into your eyes.
And that's how you see, folks.
Don't quote me on this, I might be wrong, okay? But the way you
I feel like we
see
should
is
get Alex on
essentially
the podcast.
we probably should. But the way you see is essentially you use external light to see, right? So now when you stop time, that external light can't travel to your eyes, so technically you can't see. Which, I don't know. And also you wouldn't be able to hear because sound waves
Sound
also
waves
travel.
literally just stop.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
So,
Like, Light waves no longer travel towards
I'm
your
just
eyes,
thinking, like-
and like I remember like
So you
I
just slow
questioned it.
down time. Bam.
I mean,
but
it's
but
still
that's
kind of
the same
effective.
thing, yeah.
Yeah. Like
you
I
not
remember like
down
I used to question like how did people used to write for like the Flash, you know, with like all these fucking like physics things like that are like, you know, clearly in
And it is go,
opposition.
yeah.
They're literally just like, it's the Speed Force.
Speed Force break physic. Problem solved.
True. It's like if you. Like,
I mean, they're not
have,
being
like, a-
realistic here, okay? So don't
Yeah,
try and act
true,
like it is.
true.
I know, but like still, that's because watching people like Neil deGrasse Tyson or however the fuck you say his name,
Feel the
Like-
rat after.
NDGT, bro.
Huh?
NDGT.
I thought you added an extra D at the end, and I was confused.
Yeah, but carry on.
He said like it's basically impossible to like stop time completely. I was watching some video and he was explaining it in a very like extravagant way, and now I can't. It's literally just slipped my mind.
So you're saying that stopping time is
oh
impossible?
no, okay. He said if you ever, it's impossible to reach the speed of light because as soon as you reach the speed of light, time stops. For you, essentially.
You see, I never
That's the
understand
fastest
that.
thing we know.
That's the theory of relativity.
Yeah, and he says
I
that's
think.
why it's not possible to stop time.
But I don't know, I can't grasp it, okay? It's just that... So, in my understanding, it might not be the theory of relativity. I might be quoting a different theory. But there is a theory that once you hit this... the closer you get to the speed of light, the more time slows for you.
Yeah,
But time speed stays the same outside.
yeah.
Then
That- I think
what
that's-
apparently what happens is you somehow travel to the past because you're so fast that you literally return to the past, which kind of boggles my mind, and I'm like, how? Why? That doesn't explain anything.
Yeah. It really doesn't. Man, we
I'll-
should
I'll
stop
cheat
talking
my
about
head,
physics because we don't know what we're talking about.
Ouchie, my head
It's
hurt.
like- yeah.
I'm just having like a stroke right now. Like, ah!
We can't even change it in terms of science to like physics because we don't even understand. I mean, chemistry
No.
because we don't understand
Hey.
chemistry.
We are all experts in every single field, so
It's true. We all
everything
have a
we say
PhD in
needs to
every
be
single thing.
taken like directly. No one, what anybody else says is completely wrong. So
It's true.
trust
Our
us.
opinions are actually
everything.
facts,
Oh, and just give us your money.
Just give us your money.
especially
Based
those
on
three
scientific
funky
knowledge.
numbers. Also, those three funky numbers on the back of your mom or dad's credit card or your credit card. Doesn't matter. Just leave it in the comment section. We'll make sure that the people in the like you can message us on the about section of our YouTube channel. We'll make sure we put it.
For legal reasons, that's a joke, guys.
No, it's not. It's not a joke. It's a fact, Kevin. I want their credit card.
Oh man. Oh.
We still haven't spoken about Elon's company.
Do you want
So
to
what-
speak about Elon's company?
Let's just mention it because
Yeah.
we're really like holding people out there.
Yeah,
Anyway.
it's like we're like teasing them. It's like, well, maybe we'll let you know. Just give us a few seconds. We're just gonna talk about the theory of relativity. They're like,
makes-
what the fuck's going on, bro?
Let's just say that he makes tunnels underground. They drive cars in, and it drives at a certain speed that's much faster than you're allowed to drive, like on the road. But it's like it's an automated system.
And when it's fully functioning in the future, it'll clear up traffic quite a lot.
Plus, you don't have to
In
like
certain
weave
cities.
around places. You literally go straight.
So it's like the Men in Black train that goes underground, everything, and underwater.
I mean, if you want to.
Except it's a car.
Yeah, it sort of attaches to the system
Yeah.
when you
okay.
drive it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's quite cool, actually.
Then
Yeah.
you can go back on normal roads afterwards.
That is very cool. That's very
And it's only for Tesla.
only for Tesla. Wow. Talk
Yeah, man.
about exclusivity.
Exclusivity. Nice, Kevin.
Yeah. My English more good.
It's not like you go to one of the best schools in the country.
Yeah, so my English still doesn't it's not great. Okay, leave me alone.
My English. Short.
Bullying. That's just bullying.
My English, not best, but good-ish.
Good-ish. Good
Next
enough.
question.
Yes.
Should we bring bullying back for Kevin?
No.
Yes.
No. No. Go away. Oh man.
Tuberculosis.
Shut up.
To fill everyone in, that's what Kevin said. That's
Yeah,
that.
that's how Kevin used to pronounce tuberculosis.
Okay.
TB.
In my defense, right? When you're a little kid, how do they teach you to say big words you don't know how to pronounce? Break it into words. break
It's not
it.
like
break it
Kevin's a
into
bio
sounds.
student.
Yeah, so it's an English word. Leave me alone,
It's not like Kevin does English
dude.
at a school.
Dude, some biology
biology.
teachers, some
At
biology
school.
teachers do say tuberculosis. I'm being serious.
Who, like the man, the myth, the legend, our grade 9 bio teacher.
Did he? I don't remember him saying it like that.
Actually, he might have.
Yeah,
I actually can't
exactly.
remember.
Exactly. Because
Okay, but
we were
you
taught.
studied in grade
Because
9. I mean,
you're
you studied in grade
taught.
10.
You're taught to break down the
Oh my
words.
God.
You go. Okay. There's this big word in front of me. What do? I go tuberculosis, and that's how I was pronouncing it until my good friend and dickhead here, Michael, decided to say, no, Kevin, you're saying it wrong. Which
But
to
isn't-
me, I've been saying it my whole life, and I don't know
Hold on a second.
what's wrong. And he's gone.
The statistics.
No. How would you pronounce it colosis? Because it's C-U-L-O-S-I-S.
It's not CU.
It's not CU. Pretty sure it's CO.
Yeah.
No. What? It is. It's C-U. I'm literally. Yes, it's
Are you
CU.
sure it's CU?
T-U-B-E-R-C-U-L-O-S-I-S.
Well, you see, here's the thing. I've seen a lot of
tuberculosis.
Oh,
I've
it
seen a
is.
lot of like colosis, like that suffix, right? So I know how to say colosis, but I don't know how to put.
You're
words-
wrong, and you pronounced it wrong.
Jokes on us, we're the clowns.
Yeah, you're about to be like, lol, look at this dumbass. Not knowing how to spell tuberculosis. The joke's on you, Kevin. You don't know how to say it.
You're right. I still don't know how to say it. But it's also like in grade 4, I used to pronounce geography. Because what do? You break down the word. You go geo.
No, that one's forgivable.
Graphy.
But like tuberculosis isn't like for that excuse.
It's not an easy word. It's hard to say. So, you know, you gotta break down the words. And it's not like my family uses the word all the time.
Yeah, okay, like I can understand the tuber, right? Like, but I don't. What I'm saying is that I don't understand the colosis.
What do you want me to say? Culosis.
Tuberculosis, yeah. If you say it like that, then it's like
Yeah,
more
well-
right than it is wrong.
Well, leave me alone. I was like 3, okay.
No, you were like 15, 16 when you said
I
it
was
to me.
3 and I've been saying it that way my whole life until Michael told me it was wrong.
Man, I was just trying to help, and I thought it kind of funny. I'm not an asshole.
I think this is like the most.
Well, I think
Land-
now's a good time to tell the audience, to tell the listeners, and also divert this topic. We are wanting to, and we will start a Q&A session.
we said that last week, but no.
We said it
yeah,
last
we did.
week. No one
Yeah.
gave us questions, so I'm repeating it now. In the beginning of each podcast, depending on how many questions we get from the comment section, we will be answering those questions, and we will, if you want us to give you some advice, we will try. We're not qualified, don't hold us against our word, but we will attempt to give you advice. We will attempt
Didn't
to
you
give
take
good
that
advice.
one like 6-week course on psychology?
It was technically it was 8-month course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm not like
Kevin can be held accountable for your mental illness.
no. Anyway, if you have any questions, if you have any topic you want us to talk about, if there's anything you want for advice, please leave it down in the comments. Don't be scared, okay? This comment section, the comment section of this channel is a safe place. If we see any of you guys being absolute dickheads, yeah, you've got a communist boy over here.
Oh my god. Okay.
Shit's gonna come down, okay? But yeah, no, I'm obviously joking. But please don't be assholes in the comment section. Be nice, okay? Because sometimes...
Alex, I'm looking at you, asshole.
And,
No, I'm
and
joking.
I'm just gonna show the power of questions because I'm gonna ask can we name this this episode Off the Rails, because that's how I feel how it's gone.
off the
And
rails.
dog, and it's like, you know, we were talking about Rails earlier with like Elon Musk's company and there's like Rails on the ground, you know.
The magnet trains.
And,
Maglev.
oh yes, that's the name of this episode.
Oh man, off the
Also,
rails.
like,
That's
Did
how
you see,
powerful words are. Okay, so just ask questions.
Ask questions. Don't be scared to ask questions. Ask for advice. We will read them. We'll help you. We'll answer your questions to the best of our ability. And if you have any topics you'd like us to discuss, put it down to yeah. And I guess this is the end of the podcast. Thank you for listening to us just talking about the most random things in the world. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like.
literal
Leave a
pure
comment.
chaotic energy.
If you want to join us in the I'm leaving the Discord server link in the description. I haven't done an ending in 2 weeks, so I forget how I normally do it.
It's fine. We're having a new ending.
We're having a new ending.
The Valley of the Varbs is closed for the day. Peace out, bros.
Peace out, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.